A soldier from the stars. When Varek of the Therian Dominion first set eyes on Earth, he thought it was beautiful. Blue oceans, green forests, and a sky that glowed like liquid sapphire, nothing like the cold, fractured moons he'd fought on for decades. But what he didn't expect was that the most terrifying war of his life would begin here, not in the depths of space. Varek is a war veteran, an alien soldier who once fought against humanity during what the galaxy now calls a first contact conflict. In an exclusive interview, he recounts the horror of those battles, the cost of victory, and why he swears he will never again take up arms against any species. The war that shouldn't have happened. It started with fear, Varek says. Your world sent signals into the dark for centuries. Someone was always going to answer. Unfortunately, it was us. According to historical records from both Earth and Therian archives, the conflict began after a Terran-mining vessel trespassed into Therian-controlled orbit around Tau Cygni. What followed was a decade-long campaign that scarred two civilizations. Humans called it the Alien War. The Therians called it the Silence Campaign, for the eerie quiet that followed each bombardment. Varek was only 90 cycles old, barely an adult in Therian terms, when he was conscripted. We were told you were monsters, he recalls. That humans consume planets the way fire consumes air. That if we didn't strike first, we'd vanish like dust. The reality of human combat. But when the Therian legions landed on Oath, Varek's illusion shattered. Human warfare was not what his commanders had promised. It was far more chaotic and unpredictable. You fight like no other species, he says. No hive mind, no central command. Just individuals acting on instinct, courage, and desperation. We couldn't understand it. He describes the Battle of New Delhi, where a few thousand humans held off an entire orbital regiment for 6 days. You fought in the ruins of your own cities, Varek whispers. You burned everything you couldn't save, just to deny it to us. I had never seen such fury and such sorrow. Machines and flesh. The Therians had superior technology, ion cannons, gravity drones, and cybernetic armor that could withstand a meteor strike. But human creativity turned every weakness into a weapon. Guerrilla hackers infected alien targeting systems. Engineers built railguns out of skyscraper frames. Civilians smuggled explosives inside food shipments. Varek's voice trembles as he remembers one particular night in Sao Paulo. His platoon was ambushed by a group of human resistance fighters led by a teenage girl. She couldn't have been more than 16, he says. She carried a rifle that was too heavy for her arms. When we surrounded her, she smiled. She knew she wouldn't live, but she detonated a fusion cell and took us all with her. Varek survived, barely. Half his body was rebuilt with Therian biotech, but he says something inside him never healed. You call it PTSD. We call it the echo. It's the sound that never leaves you, the memory of those you destroyed. Captivity and awakening. In the later years of the war, Varek was captured by human marines during the siege of Jakarta. He expected torture. Instead, he found something else, mercy. They didn't kill me, he says quietly. They gave me food, water. One of them even taught me your language. That experience, he claims, changed everything. I realized then that everything we were told about humans was a lie. You fight fiercely, but you also forgive fiercely. That's when I knew I couldn't go back. After a prisoner exchange, Varek deserted the Therian army. He wandered the outer colony for years before settling on Mars, where he now works as a mechanic for the Joint Human-Therian Rehabilitation Initiative. Why, he'll never fight again. Varek's eyes, large, silver, and full of reflection, seem to shimmer as he speaks of his vow. I will never fight again, he says, not because I am weak, but because I have seen the cost of strength. He recounts how both sides lost more than lives. Entire ecosystems were vaporized. Cities turned into glass. Species, flora and fauna, erased in moments. Even now, centuries later, some regions of Earth remain uninhabitable. What victory can exist in a war that kills the sky? He asks. The human cost, seen by non-human eyes. What makes Varek's story unique isn't just that he fought against humanity, it's that he understands humans better than many humans do. You're fragile, he says, but that's your strength. You break easily, but you rebuild faster than any race I've met. You find hope where none should exist. He remembers walking through the ruins of Paris after the ceasefire. Amid the ash and twisted metal, he saw children drawing peace symbols on shattered walls. That was when I realized humans were not conquerors. You were survivors, living among those he once fought. Today, Varek lives quietly in a Mars colony near the Valles Marineris. His neighbors are a mix of human settlers and Therian refugees. He spends his days repairing transport drones and teaching hybrid children how to operate plasma tools. The kids don't care who was on which side, he smiles. They just want to fly. He has become something of a legend among ex-soldiers and historians. His memoirs, The Echo of Earth, are required reading in interspecies ethics courses across several planets. But despite the fame, Varek avoids the spotlight. I speak not to be remembered, he says, but so that no one forgets. Lesson from an alien veteran. When asked what humanity should learn from the war, Varek pauses for a long moment. The translator hums softly, capturing the nuance in his alien tongue. War begins when we stop seeing each other as people, he finally says. It ends when we start remembering that we are. His message resonates deeply across both species. The Human-Therian alliance, formed decades after the war, still struggles with old prejudices and scars. But voices like Varek's remind them why peace matters. A universe haunted by memory. As stars shimmer beyond the Martian sky, Varek looks up at them with quiet awe. We used to believe the universe was infinite, he muses. But after you've seen so much death, space feels smaller. Every planet, every sky, it all feels connected. He admits he still dreams of Earth's oceans. Your planet sings, he says softly. The sound of waves, the wind in trees, those are songs my people never knew. I hope you never lose them.